Yes, it is that time once again. Once again. Hello, America. It is I, your host, PoGokeRo. Yes, PoGokeRo coming at ya from my Minecraft world, Drano. Yes, this place is Drano. I call it Drano. Because it's just a draining place. It just drains here. And, but this is probably the last week I can come here because next week the new patch drops and this place is broken. So I get what use I can out of it now because soon it will be over and I have to build a new iron farm. I've made a lot of good trades here. I mean, that's why I have this great gear. All the nice trades I made. And why I had an explosion of building. Because I had all this iron coming in. And iron really helps a lot. I couldn't have done any of the stuff I have done without this iron. I blew through it. Yeah. Anyways, so this is called the Barr Report. Le Barr Report 2.0. Because we had the Barr Report 1.0. That was that was his summary, right? The BarrSummary 2.0. His first summary was like the 4 pages, which summarized everything real quick. It's like, oh yeah, we're done. Everyone, go away. It's done. It's over. And of course, everyone was like, uproar. What's going on? So then he had to come back and say, okay, I didn't mean it, guys. I mean, like, chill. But yeah. So it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks since. It's been forever. Like, they've been sitting on this thing. And so we find out today that Barr has been sharing it with Trump this whole time. He's been sharing it. Yep. That's why Trump's tactics changed from total exoneration to, oh yeah, my lawyers are drafting a 200-page rebuttal. How can you rebut something you haven't seen? Oh, because they've shown you and they haven't shown us. See how that works? Yeah, Trump is trying to play a fast one on us. So, that's what's going on right now. So it's been about 4 weeks. We've been waiting for this report to come out. It's finally coming out tomorrow. But wait, get this. It doesn't come out right away. No. First, in the morning, Billy Barr gets to go on camera and talk for however long he wants about the report. To frame it for you, right? To build that frame. He wants to build the frame for you. So you look at the report from the way he wants to see it. Then, later on, they'll give a hard copy, a piece of paper, like a book, to each congressperson to read. Like that's insane. Like not even a PDF, but a book, an actual book. So you can't do like search, you can't copy paste, you can't do anything. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy? So Billy Barr is doing cover-up. This is and then the next part of it is that the report that we're going to get is redacted. It's going to be redacted. Parts have to be redacted. The parts that pertain to ongoing investigations, which is Roger Stone, right? Because he's still under investigation, and he's gonna go to trial pretty soon. He hasn't been to trial yet. So all the stuff on him has to be redacted. But that makes you wonder, like, why are they releasing a report if it's still going on like this? Like, what are you trying to do? Wreck the report? Like, wreck the investigation? And of course, of course, that's what it is. That's why Billy Barr gave the report to Trump before anyone else. Because it's a huge cover-up. They're trying... Bill Barr is the cover-up man, and Trump has major crimes that he's trying to cover up. That's why oh my god, it's been out for like a month, and they've been hiding it. It's so dumb. It makes me angry. Let's go this way. So the big hoopla tomorrow is going to be about this BarrSummary 2.0, because it's going to be redacted, and I don't know. I mean, I hear some sources saying that it's not that redacted, but I don't believe it. I think key parts are redacted, and it doesn't matter because Trump has had it for weeks ahead of us, before anyone else has had it. Barr gave it to Trump. I can't believe that. I mean, I can't believe it. Barr is like that kind of dirty man. Hey, it's still here. You didn't kill everything, Ender Dragon. Not even touched. Look at that. So yeah, what's up, homie? Yeah, that's right. Just stare you down. You and your buddy. Yeah. Punk. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh! What happened to you? Same thing that happened to him. All right. Okay, so Bill Barr is covering up the report of Donald Trump. It's a terrible report. Now, he's got a lot of Americans gaslit, and here's the scary thing, right? You have to remember that these Americans are like under a massive propaganda attack. Like their brains are totally messed up. They've been listening to foreign media, basically. I mean, it's Rupert Murdoch. Fox News is Rupert Murdoch. So that's foreign media. Rupert Murdoch is an Australian billionaire who owns lots of newspapers in England, right? So he controls the press in England to a big degree. And we have, what's it called? And he owns Fox News here in America. So, that is odd, would you not say? I say, that's odd. I mean, he's rich and he wants things to go a certain way, and so he's gonna, broadcast things a certain way to make people believe a certain way, and act a certain way, and vote a certain way. And he's done that, right? Fox News is a great propaganda outlet. They put out great stuff to trick people, and it worked really well. Like, that's capitalism for you, right? You have to remember that there are people stuck in a world that, some of them aren't ready to leave yet. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But this report, or this BarrSummary 2.0 comes out tomorrow. That might be a bold statement. I might be tricked. If they release a lightly redacted version, then I might be tricked. But I don't think so. I don't think Barr is going to miss this opportunity to mislead. Like, he has to do it. He's done it every other time. He's had it every chance he's gotten to mislead. He's taken it to mislead. I don't see why this would be any different. Like, I'm not going to be satisfied until I see the full report. Like, this is not the Mueller report. This is the Barr report 2.0. The BarrSummary 2.0. Where are they, man? Okay, now I want to talk about my little reframing of our wonderful country here in America. I was reading a story, or not? An essay. I forgot who the historian was. Let me go look up the historian. Let me find this out. Who this is? This is important. I can't just be like all blah blah about it. Let me go look it up. It's not that hard. Maybe it is. Okay, hold on. Who is this? Holly Brewer, chair, associate professor. Should doctorate? No. Okay. Well, Ms. Holly Brewer wrote an essay about John Locke and John Locke and liberalism and slavery, because John Locke is he's the guy who talked about the social contract and the natural. What did he do? I don't know. No. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He was a Rousseau. Social contract. That was the French Revolution. So. Oh, goodness. Anyways, the guy had great ideas, and he worked pretty hard against that. He administered, I think, one of the colonies. But while he administered, which means he administered slavery. But so the question is, did he invalidate his ideals on liberalism? Because he's the guy who had these ideas of saying, like, yeah, the natural state of humans ought to be free. Like, all men are equal. All people are equal. Like, there shouldn't be this. Slavery is his idea was basically slavery was the antithesis of liberalism. Like, slavery, because slavery derived from like a king, the divine right of a king to appropriate stuff. And the king can do this because he's got the divine right from God, right? But if you reject this view of authority and say, no, I'm not gonna let you dictate stuff just because you're a king and you think God speaks through you, and you rebel against that, then you're free. And and John Locke, he's the guy who's like, yo, it's about equality and liberalism, and a whole bunch of stuff I didn't really look up real quick. So I just read this essay quickly, and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I dig John Locke. And he fought against slavery. But let's look at what's going on in the world. So go back to our Twitter. No, press let me tell you real quick what has been going on. Oh, don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Yeah. Alright. Okay. So, everyone wants to say, hey, PoGokeRo, the Civil War ended a long time ago. And I'm the one who says, no, it didn't end. What happened was, sure, the Civil War lost its body, or the Confederacy lost its body, lost its territory, but its spirit remained, its power structure remained. Yeah, it wasn't thoroughly smashed, and their culture became encoded into laws, local laws, their Jim Crow laws, which kept the spirit of a Confederacy alive in the system itself. I mean, it coexists with capitalism, because capitalism isn't necessary. I mean, it's better than slavery for sure, but it's still capable of horrors. I mean, capitalism, like, yeah, the westward expansion, like the horrible conditions of the workers. Oh yeah, we can justify that because they're just cogs in the machine. It's like, you can't do that. So, hey, okay, hold on, I'm gonna stop my cat. What are you doing, dude? Get out of that, get out, go, move. Getting lost here, getting lost. Is it real? So, what Barr's gonna try to do tomorrow is sell you something that's not real. He's gonna try to gaslight you. This is essentially a giant gaslighting attempt. That's what they're doing. They're gaslighting us. Or Bill Barr is trying to gaslight us. He tried in the beginning with his summary 1.0, and he sold it off as like the end-all be-all. And then like everyone flipped out, so he had to backtrack on that. He's gonna try again with this one. Like, he hasn't acted any different any other time. There's no reason to expect him to be like Mr. Nice Guy now. No way. He's gonna be, whatever he says tomorrow is a big fat lie. And yeah, you better believe that report has been redacted in such a way as to hide as much as possible. I think Congress might get a hold of the full version, but we'll see. Where are all the Endermen? Back here, buddy. What's up? Should probably dig out my little ender safe place first. Ender safe. Okay, there it goes. What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna aggro all of you. Okay, come on. Yeah. What's wrong, buddy? What's wrong? dancing. I'm dancing. Oh, you're dancing. I can't. There's that. Thanks. Okay. Is that guy? Any more? Hiding back here? Scary over here. All these Endermen. Why? Why so many Endermen over here? Any coal? I do. Oh yes. Oh yes. Ender be gone. Stop spawning over here. Go spawn by my trap. Alright. So, Billy Barr will attempt to trick us. We must be vigilant. And we have to understand that we have to unplug a bunch of Americans who are trapped in another world that's been cultivated by an evil billionaire by the name of Rupert Murdoch. And that's the skinny of it, right? Okay, yeah. So the Confederacy. Bill Barr is part of that Confederacy, right? Okay, so the Confederacy. How do we know it's there? Well, you know, it's gonna manifest itself. The world is gonna be a certain way. That you can try to find out ways of explaining it, but the best theory that I can say is going to be the Confederacy. The best overall big picture theory of it. Really, that's it? Come on. Killing guys all day. There must be a secret Enderman like party location that I haven't found. Oh wait, well there's some. Well, there's only a couple there, right? Not many. Just hang out up here. There's a dude there. Really? really. Only like 3. What I gotta do is I gotta just bite the bullet and come out here and build a hole and just go straight out. See, that's even too close. See? Don't do that. The Endermen have just come out of nowhere and push you off. It's happened to me. I hate it. Somebody from nowhere, out of nowhere, he just came and knocked me off. So how do we see if the Confederacy is real, but just not in a territory? If it's more like a spirit that has possessed inside the United States, how would we see it? How would it come out? How would we notice it? Well, we would look for indicators. We would look for things where that deviate from the American ideal, right? The American ideal is that we're equal. So if that is the case, we should be able to look across our society and see that it goes across everything cuts across equal, everything, because we would be an equal society, right? But when we look, we see things aren't quite equal. Like overall, there's a disparity, right? Minorities, which will be, minorities and women, and like just minorities, tend to be, everyone tends to be poor, right? Everyone's poor. But the wealth is concentrated on certain kinds of people and certain groups. So you go, well, wait a minute, that's not cool. Why do certain groups have more of the poor than other groups? Even though all groups are poor, some groups have more of it than others. And even though that some groups have more than others, doesn't make the poor any less poor. It still hurts, right? For sure. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt any less. I'm just saying, like, it's tilted, is what I'm saying. And that's because of historical reasons, right? You can't see it just up front, like in your face, because it's history, right? It's part of history. It's encoded, and it's kind of hard to describe what that means, but it's encoded. It's inside the world around you. Like it's like a part of it. You can't get rid of it. It's there forever. It's part of it. As long as as long as we're here, it's there. But So yeah. So what has been happening has been like what it feels like, at least from I guess we look at how things deviate from the American norm, right? So all things being equal, it should all be equal. Poverty should be equal, but it's not. But then let's look at something else, like another American ideal. In the American ideal, like the citizen is the ultimate arbiter of power. Right? Whatever, like majority rules, what the people want, the people should get. Give the people what they want. So, in a bunch of states, though, that are controlled by the Republicans, that's the key thing, Republicans. Things have not gone that way. There have been voter initiatives where the voters have voted to be a certain way, and then the state legislatures that are Republican controlled overturn the law that the people just passed. They just do something to totally change what the people just did. So this happened a bunch of times, right? So this happened in Florida. So in Florida, the people passed by initiative a law that says if you were a felon and you have done your time and you're out now, you can have your voting rights back. You can vote again. And this is huge because this is a large population of Americans who are felons. And if they're disenfranchised from citizenship, from like part of society, that means, you know, they're not part of society. That means they're getting punished even though their punishment is over. So that's not cool. That's why a lot of and who are the people that really get punished? The poor. And remember, where is the poverty concentrated? On the minorities. So do you see how slavery, how Confederacy comes back in a different kind of form, in a different way? Okay, so let's look. That's happened in Florida, right? So in Florida, that's what they did. The people passed a law to re-enfranchise the ex-felons, and the Florida legislature passed the law, a toll tax, that says you don't get ex-felons don't get the right to vote unless they pay all of their former fines and fees and everything else, right? But if you're an ex-felon, you have no money. So that means basically they're saying you're too poor to vote. You can't vote because you have fees, which is illegal. You can't do that under American law, but they're Confederates, right? Republicans enact Confederate policy. So in essence, they're like the neo-Confederates because Republicans enact Confederate policy. They don't call themselves Confederacy, but the policies they put in place are Confederate. The policies that Confederates put into place, it concentrates wealth, it punishes poor people, and puts undue burdens on poor people, and concentrates the misery on minorities. Because the Confederacy wasn't nice to poor white people. Don't believe it. It was never nice to poor white people. The Confederate, yeah. I don't know too much history behind that, but I do know that slavery didn't help poor white people. It helped the plantation owner. In fact, slavery was used as to justify even more harsh treatment to poor white people, because they could always say, at least you're not a slave. So yeah, the Confederacy doesn't help poor white people. It makes it worse for poor white people. Here, you don't believe me? Let's look at other states. So that was in Florida, right? The people passed the law, and the Florida Republican government overruled the people. Okay, in other states, where's the story at? In Missouri. So in Missouri, the people passed a law to change the way that they draw the districts. Right now, the way they draw the districts is the party in power gets to draw the districts, which is the Republicans, which are Confederates. So they get when you draw the districts, that means you can gerrymander. That means when you gerrymandering, in essence, it means to pick your voters. When you gerrymander, it means, oh, I'm going to pick which people are going to vote for me. So you're picking who's going to win, who's going to win what. So in a way, you can squeeze the most power out of the least number of votes. So you can get a majority government with a minority number of votes. Right? That's the opposite of what democracy is about. Right? That's the opposite of what our country is about. And that's why the Russian trolls are really, really pushing the whole troll line about we're not a democracy, we're a republic. It's because they want to mess with your head and make you forget that majority rules. Right? Majority rules. And if you're in a situation where majority does not rule, in most cases, something's the matter. Something is wrong. Like, I can understand for like big things, but yeah, when you're voting for your representative, it should be you shouldn't be able to choose your voters, and it should be majority rules. So if you're choosing your voters through gerrymandering, you're basically having minority rule. That's undemocratic. That's not free. That's not equal. So the people of Florida, or the people of Missouri, passed a law by initiative by the people to change the way they draw the lines, so that an independent council or independent commission gets to do it, and they have to follow certain rules to make sure that that's fair. That you can't gerrymander. You gotta keep it equal. And if they do that, what's going to happen is that the Republicans are going to lose their power, lose a whole bunch of power. So the people passed this law. So what happened was that the Republican-controlled government, which is minority government, right? They passed the law to overdo all of what they just did, the people just did, and put back what they made. What? That's the Confederacy. See, Confederacy cannot have democracy, cannot have equal people being equal. Confederacy has to have hierarchy, a pyramid, where the elite people are on top and everyone else is at the bottom and they have no power. And if the people try to change it, then the elites will fight you to maintain it the way it is. So if we look at the American ideal, Missouri government, the Republican Confederate controlled government, is the opposite of what American ideal is, right? It's the Confederacy. All right, so that's one example. Another example of the way the Confederacy manifests itself in our present world. Okay, here, let's look for another one. So in Utah, in Idaho, and Nebraska, the voters, I guess, yeah, they voted to expand initiatives. There were initiatives in these states, Utah, Idaho, and Nebraska. They asked the people, and the people said, yes, we want to expand Medicare. We want to expand Medicare and help more poor people get medical treatment. That's what we want to do, yes. And the governments in each of these states, Utah, Idaho, and Nebraska, they're all Republican-controlled. They all passed laws in the legislature to overrule the people and say, no, you can't do that. So you hold up the American ideal and you compare these states, and they are the opposite of the American ideal. Those are Confederates. Right? That's the Confederate spirit. That's the Confederate spirit. It wants to concentrate wealth and power into one little area. Man, I got to get this thing to... What did I do to undo my auto repeat? Or... Here, does it work? We'll find out. Keep going, keep going. Yes, all right. There we go. All is well. All is well. So, we have this motion of a country going, flowing. The waters are rising, but we know which way the sun sets, the sun rises, the moon goes along her path, the stars do their dance, we're not lost. Enough of this place. have this manifestation of the Confederacy, and my theory is, well, it's not my theory, I guess it is, it's the one I'm pushing out, is that we have, this Confederacy has been vying for power, for control of the federal government for a long time, through state legislatures, through many levels, and it's a spirit, and the spirit of the Confederacy, fascism, if you will. It's the same corruption that has overtaken Russia and has manifested in Vladimir Putin. Right? Like, Russia's not free. Like, their institutions are totally corrupt. Like, you can't really get justice there. The people, like, there's no equality. You cannot be a free human. Right? You have to act a certain way or the state will punish you. Like, they're not free. They're terrible. It would be very bad to live in Russia. And I would love if we could help them out. And I guess we can once we handle the kleptocracy there. But we can't even handle our kleptocracy here. So, goodness. I don't know. It's a party. Yeah, this would be cool if I had this out in the middle of nowhere where I can get tons of Endermen to come flying at my thing. As it is, they come slowly. Enough for now. This way again. Too many torches, I think. Not bad. Oh wait. Back to Drano. I need to be in Drano. This is like the last time I'm gonna be here. I should hang out. A lot of iron. That's some. That'll get me going. Ooh, I can tear down this. Look at this beautiful. I want to keep this one. Beautiful item sorted. And then the next level down, and I was gonna work on this place, but I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, I had some plans for here. I was gonna do stuff. Like, this is my prototype item sorter with the water the water column. The cart does go up here, deposit stuff, gets shot into there, and goes up to the item sorter. So, do I have anything to throw in there? A stack of stuff? Nope. Get some. Get some! Well, I don't think it's gonna work. The hopper cart doesn't go out this far. So, throw that on there, throw that on there, get rid of that. Ha ha ha, see, and then it goes over here. Picks it up, pops it in there, and it just goes up. It's kind of slow, but because, yeah, there's only one hopper going in. go up. Well, it should be popping up here. I don't know. But anyways, it's not there anymore. I don't use that very much. I had a big pyramid here. But I don't know why. I didn't really use it. Yeah, I got all these guys all lined up. Fortune, Silk Touch, Frostwalker, Mending, Power 4, only 4, Efficiency 5 for that. Featherfall 3, what happened, buddy? Never got thorns anything. Anyways, these are just randos, whatever I can get. Randos. And up here is where I had them stored. Had the villagers chilling, doing the villager life. And after the update, this is gonna break. It's not gonna work anymore. Sad. I don't know why no golems are spawning.
100,000 years ago, a caveman was out hunting on the frozen wastes when he slipped and fell into a crevasse. In 1988, he was discovered by some scientists and thawed out.
No. Drano! Okay. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of wandering around. I told you about the Barr cover-up. I told you about the Confederacy manifesting in these other states. They just override the will of the people, and their enemy is democracy. They don't, because they can't survive in a democracy, because the Confederacy is a hierarchy. It needs to concentrate the power. It doesn't want to give people power. So their ideas aren't going to have the most votes. Like, if you tell people, hey, we want to take all the power for ourselves, which are the people going to agree with that? No, you're not going to get a majority of the people to go along with giving a small group of people the majority of the power. It's not going to work. So you have to trick the people into voting for you to do that.
Ready to give your summation?
It's just Key Rock, Your Honor, and yes,
Key-Rock.
I'm ready. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm just a caveman. I'm just a caveman.
I gotta find out who Key Rock is. Mr. Key Rock? It's just Key Rock, ma'am. I'm just a caveman. What else is going on? The Confederacy is the opposite of our country. So we're gonna look at the Barr report 2.0, and we're gonna laugh at it because it's, you know, whatever redactions it has, it's gonna be awful. There's gotta be some. So here, there's this. Okay, Empty Wheel. Go to her website, and she has an essay on what to look for, how to understand the Barr report tomorrow. And I read this over real quick. And like, I didn't know half the names, so I'm in trouble. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I'm gonna have to rely on the people I trust to read this and understand it and pull the key parts out. You know, I'll try to read it myself too, but it's a big document. 400 pages. Come on. Man, that's a lot of work. Alright, so wait. How long have I been going? I don't even know. 50 minutes? I think that's good for a pirate episode. To let you know kind of what's happening. That, yeah, I'm hiding in my little shelter, dude. That's why. I should go outside more. Go out into the wilderness. Be free.
Just a caveman.
Oh, there we go. Perspective. I never come out here. Look at this. There used to be monsters all over this thing. Where are you now, monsters? Oh. There you are. Down there. Pretty. So yeah, you have to think of ideals as the constellations, right? As long as you can look at the stars and know how they move, like you're not going to be lost. And the sun and the moon, these help you navigate around the world, and so look for your version of those in every kind of world you go in. So the American ideal is basically a constellation. You take a bunch of points and you connect them, right? Just draw a line. But what does that line represent? That line represents a relationship. So, yeah, sure, you draw a bunch of lines and a picture comes out. But the picture doesn't come out unless you make all the lines, right? So in order for the thing to come out, you gotta satisfy the relationships. You gotta do the thing. You gotta be the thing. Right? You see the American constellation, and you see these points of these ideals, and you embody them, you exemplify them, and you have to make sure your behavior also does this. It matches these ideals. Ha! So, yeah, the quick and dirty rundown is Trump has always been a dirty, broke businessman with no morals whatsoever, and he only cares about himself. And he came to power. He came to power. He came to power. No, let's not talk about Trump. Let's talk about us. So who are we? Who are we? That's a question we gotta start asking ourselves. Because we have two directions. We're moving in two directions. You have the Republicans / Confederates saying one thing, and then you have, what the quote liberal states saying another thing. And I don't know, it seems like we're coming to a head. We don't have to. I'm not even coming to a head, but I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying. We as a country have to embody these old dusty things that we've kept up on the shelf forever. We all talk about equality, these ideals and freedom and stuff, but the only way we have them is if we all have them. If any one of us don't really have that, then none of us have it, because it means any one of us can lose what we've got. So I mean, I look at Puerto Rico. Wow, they just got abandoned by Trump. Who's supposed to be the representative of America, wielding our collective power. And then, there was there was a kid. He was the son, I don't know if he was a kid or not, the son of a sheriff or of a law enforcement person. He went around Louisiana and torched 3 churches, 3 black churches. And dude, was there a big national thing about that? I don't know, but what drew my attention to that thing, I mean, I saw that it happened, right? And then I thought things were going along, and then the fire happened in La Notre Dame de Paris, and there was that billionaire who gave 100 million euros to get it fixed, to help fix things. And
if you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire crack
not yet,
commando.
not now. All right, so crack commandos. Okay, no, so this billionaire offered $100 million to repair La Notre Dame. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. But and I look over here and see what's happening in Louisiana, and they're French, and three churches burned down, and their GoFundMe is hardly got anything. I'm like, man, that sucks. So, I donated some money and I spread it around, and then I don't know who it was, but I think it was a Muslim guy. I don't know, I can't find his name, but he found out and he picked it up, and the way he pushed it, he got them tons of donations. I mean, it just went nuts. Wow, it was crazy. I don't know if he did it personally, if he helped push it or what. Well, I know he helped push it, and I was watching it. It's wow. And it went from the low part to really high, really quick, at least halfway, really quick. After people started pushing. So that's good. I hope people are recognizing that France is okay. They'll take care of themselves, but we gotta take care of ourselves, right? We gotta take care of ourselves and each other. So Louisiana, there's those 3 churches that got burned down by white supremacists. So let's help rebuild them, because white supremacy is the opposite of American. It's the opposite of American ideal. If you want to come here and practice your religion, that's exactly what America is about. What are you doing burning down stuff? You can't do that. So yeah, be American and like chip in. Let's help out. Let's exemplify the American ideal through our actions, with our bodies and minds and hearts and throats and tongues and lips. Okay, that's it for me, right? I think I'm done. Thank you for hanging out with me this evening, this pirate broadcast. Tomorrow is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy day. Keep in mind the American ideals as you peruse the information and are buffeted by propaganda streams. All right, peace.